What's up, Dominators? Welcome back to the ShiHai's channel, and today I present to you my post V-EB13 Genesis deck recipe. So yeah, with the new VR, I think like V-EB13 just recently came out for English, if I'm not wrong, or is it EB12? Either one. I think it's the Aquaforce one. Yeah, the Aquaforce Sword and Narukami set just came out for English, but I'm doing this for Japanese, obviously. So we got the new set. I think this deck is actually really fun. It can be competitive, yes, but overall I think it's more fun more than competitive. At the same time, it really gets the feel of the deck, because if you're able to pull off the nut turn 3, which you do your Valkerion bullshit re-standing on turn 3, your opponent would probably have to cry, especially if you do drive check a crit and they have to bang on getting either a heal trigger, or they have to bang on getting at least a PG in order to survive your big 3 turn. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. We've got a new layout as usual. We have all the cards of the deck via random. We're gonna go through the grades via random, quantities, skills, and then maybe a little bit of combos here and there at the end, so that we can tie all of them together. So this is a force deck, obviously. There is some instances where you want to go force 1 or force 2, up to you. But preferably, it's a more of a force 1 deck. Most of the time you either go force 1, but there are instances where you want to damage deny your opponent or pressure them even more, so you can just force 2 the back row, call Valkerion on it, so it's a 70k force 2, a 70k 2 crit rearguard attacking your opponent's face. So they either have to take it, or they'll, PG the Valkerion attack. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So first card we have is Valkerion. Obviously this is a 4 off. It's the main core of the deck. You wouldn't want to run less than 4. So skill, this card cannot be written, obviously it's 70k base. When it's on a circle other than the astral plane, retire this unit, obviously. And then when placed from hand, look at top 5 cards of your deck, put a card among them to the drop zone, and this unit's drive becomes equal to the grade of the card that you put into the drop zone at the end of turn. And then you shuffle your deck. So obviously on place onto the astral plane, top 5, most likely you'll get either grade 3 or grade 2 in order to twin drive or triple drive. Best, obviously, if you want, it's a 5 drives, but you're shoving a Valkerion from your deck into the drop zone, so that's less chance of you using it next turn. But if you have multiple Valkerions in your hand, then yeah, no worries, go ahead. 5 drives is the way to go. And take note that the astral plane, this card can only be caught on the astral plane, which is the rearguard behind your vanguard. Yes, the rearguard circle behind your vanguard, and that's the only place it can be called. Moving on to the new VR, so we have the new Uranus. Okay, so origin deity of heavenly light, Uranus. Add Vanguard Circle. If your Vanguard Circle has 3 or more force markers, you may soul blast 1 or more cards with the sum of their grades being 5 or greater, and your back row center Vanguard Circles become an astral plane at the end of turn. So compared with the other 2 VRs, the old VRs like this grade 3 and the old Uranus, it's a con skill. If you have 5 or more force markers on your Vanguard Circle, your back row Vanguard Circle behind your Vanguard, it becomes astral plane until the end of the turn. So yeah, I'll got a piece of saliva there. But basically this card in the new grade 3 Uranus turbos up the cost, and instead of getting it for throughout the rest of the game, you get it immediately if you have 3 or more force markers already. But obviously the cost will be a little bit higher, which you need soul blast grades of 5, in which we'll get to later why some cards actually do help you to get the soul. So second skill is why we actually run this VR, and it's really strong if you can get it on the first turn on your first ride, especially if you're going first. Auto Vanguard once per turn. At the end of your battle that your astral deity attack, you rest 2 astral poets, stand 1 of your astral deity, and it gets drive -5 at the end of turn. So astral deity, which is the only one, which is Valkerion, obviously here. So you're able to re-stand Valkerion again for additional attack, but obviously it gets drive -5, so don't think about drive checking with this unit ever. And at the same time, you have to rest 2 of your astral poets, so most, if not all, actually, all of your astral poets are actually grade 3 Vanguard. So this is astral poet, this is astral poet, this is also considered astral poet. That's why the conditions are not that easy to meet, but if you do meet them, it's really devastating to your opponent. Moving on, we have the old Uranus, but okay, let's just get to this unit first. It's called Quaking Heavily Dragon Asteros Dragon, the old VR from the first first or second set, first set. So if your Vanguard Circle has 5 or more force markers, the back row, rear guard center, rear guard circle, because astral plane, blah blah blah, same thing. And then cost count +1, you get imagery give force, put that marker on the Vanguard Circle, second skill. Third skill is if your astral plane has a unit, you so +1 draw a card. So astral plane has a unit, is obviously Valkerion only, so +1 draw a card. And then that's basically it. So it's pretty much a boring AF VR, but if you want to ride into it as your first ride, if you're going first or second, just make sure you're able to turbo up into the force markers so that you can actually call Valkyria down and immediately get the core of the deck going. If not, this deck is a really slow deck in terms of getting the force markers, and if you do really brick with this deck, it really bricks really hard. Moving on to the next card, so we have the Gleaming Lord Uranus, the super old VR in not VR, sorry, super old trial deck card. So same exact skill as Astral Dragon, where you get 5 force markers and Vanguard, your back row Vanguard circle becomes the Astral Plane. The second skill is Vanguard Rearguard. When placed Soul Blast 2, you get imagery give force and put that marker on your Vanguard circle. So why is that good? Is because it's a V/R and it gives you an imagery give force for the cost of Soul Blast 2. At the same time, it's an Astral Poet, so it ties in really well with new VR, where you can just call 2 of them at the back row rearguard circles on the left and right, and then you are able to use their skills if you want, if you have enough soul. So take note that you need a Soul Blast grade up to 5 for the cost. And after that, when your Valkerion attacks end of battle, you rest 2 of them, or you can rest any one of them technically. You are all Astral Poets, yeah. You stand one of your Astral Deities, which is Valkerion. So grade 3 count would be 10. I think that's optimal. You are able to run 12 grade 3s if you want, but I think that's too much. Balance of the deck, you will go about 8 to 10 grade 3s. I think is about the maximum you actually want to go. But if you want to try the very spicy build in tie with Decay, you are able to, you know, bump it up to 12. But I think 10 is a pretty good amount. Moving on to the grade 2s, we run a very, very low grade 2 count of 8. Reasons why we run 8 only is because I think that these 2 cards in terms of the grade 2 slots are very core to the deck, and running 8 of them, I think it's perfectly fine, and it ties in well with the deck because you do run grade 5 in your deck, so it takes up the slot for the other grade 2. So first we have Prometheus of the Constellations, the new grade 2 in V-EB13. Vanguard Circle, when it attacks, this unit gains 5k at the end of your turn for each force marker on your circle. So this card is pretty much busted if you have a shit ton of force markers on your circle. So on right you get 1, you skill, you most likely get 1. This one grants you a force marker, Decay grants you a force marker. Your grade 2 turn, this Mutsuki gives you a force marker. So for each force marker on your field, it gains 5k. So take note, it's not on your Vanguard, it considers the whole field as well. So it's pretty much devastating, and some reasons why you can actually go force 2 in this deck is because of this card. Second skill is X once per turn, rearguard circle only. If you have 3 or more force markers, you can't draw a card. Pretty generic skill, but it gives you that draw power. Moving on to Battle Maiden Mitsuki, this card, I think it's busted. I think everybody should play this. I do see some people don't playing this card, but I think it's a really, really strong grade 2 turn. X Vanguard Circle only. When placed, count plus Soul +1, draw a card and you get an imagery, give force marker and put that marker on the Vanguard Circle. So it's pretty much free. Count plus Soul Blast, gain 1 force and draw a card. I think that's the best you can ever get in the deck. And most of the time, if you ride up into a grade 2 turn, you're just Soul Blasting your starter for the cost. Because your starter is a grade 0, it doesn't count into the grade of your new VR, so it's free in a sense. You get to draw 1 and force 1, and most likely when you attack, your opponent wouldn't guard because it's a 20k base Vanguard. Most likely your opponent will be like, oh yeah, no guard, and then try to crit and you're like, haha, laughing in their face. But basically, it's a really good card. I recommend you run it. If you don't run it, well, I recommend you run it if you don't run it. It's a really good card. I don't see the point of not running it because it gives you so much advantage. But after the grade 2 turn, obviously, it's a pretty much fodder. You can throw it away, guard for shield, use your PG fodder, whatever you want to do with it. Just throw it away after grade 2 turn. Moving on to the grade 1, so that's basically for the grade 2. 8 grade 2s only. I know, it's a very low count. But most of the time, you'll find yourself riding to Mitsuki, which is the optimal grade 2 ride. Other than, this guy. Moving on to the grade 1, we have the new triple rare Decay. Decay of the Just Path. This grade 1 is what makes the deck consistency, which makes the deck consistent in its own way, where you're able to filter out 2 Astral Poets for you to use the skill of the new Uranus in order to withstand Valkerion. So Vanguard, Rearguard, when placed, cost put a card from your hand into your soul. Look at top 7 cards of your deck, and then reveal up to 2 Astral Poets from among them, put them to your hand and shuffle your deck. If you reveal 2 Astral Poets, reveal 2 cards basically, add to hand, you get an imaginary gift force and put that marker on your backup circle. So what does this mean? It offers a 3-in-1 value where you put a card from hand to soul. Most of the time you'll be putting a grade 3 because you need the cost of your new Vanguard in order to open the Astral play. You have to surpass the cost of grades up to 5, so putting a grade 3. Second skill, reveal up top 7 for 2 Astral Poets, add them to hand. So that ties in very well with the skill of the new VR as well, where you rest 2 Astral Poets, stand Valkerion. And thirdly, if you reveal 2 cards, you get an imaginary gift force and you put that onto your backup circle. So that's a 3-in-1 value. You can't argue with that. It's the best you can ever get. Spring Sliver everywhere. But reiterating my point again, this card is what is carrying the deck right now, and most of the time you want to open this as your first grade 1 right, because V/R you are able to work it as you are able to use it on your first ride, and imagine if you are able to pull it off and get the 2 grade 3s Astral Poets, you're able to force on your Vanguard on turn 1, so it's 18k base, and you're going second, you're smacking your opponent with an 18k base Vanguard, with your opponent being either 8k or 7k base. So think about that. And yeah, it fills the soul for your Uranus, your new VR. So just run it. 4 off. Don't argue. You don't have to compete with that. Moving on with Deputized Barrier, the old grade 1. Reasons why you run it. Valkerion Searcher. That's it. Yeah, that's it. When placed with a top 7, reveal up to 1 Giant Deity of Distant World Valkerion. Discard. Put it in your hand, shuffle your deck. If you have put a card and your Vanguard circle has 2 or less force markers, you put a card from your hand to soul. Take note that this can actually be a big brain play where you do not have enough grades in order to use your Uranus skill, and then you have 2 or less force markers. You are able to call this card, top 7, hopefully you get a Valkerion, add it to hand, and then since you have 2 or less force markers, you put 1 card from your hand to soul, and then since you put 1 card into soul, probably it's going to be a grade that you can add up to your soul to create sum up to 5, and then open an astral plane somehow, because by the time you will have 1 force marker only, but you're able to gain force markers off your grade 3, right? You're going to gain off Decay, you can gain off Atlas, and you're going to get to right now. So it's a big brain play, and you have to think carefully about your actions on how you want to play this out. So last but not least, we have the Atlas of Heavenly Sphere, the last grade 1 common. TD, sorry, non-common. Skill is Auto Vanguard Circle when placed, you soul charge 1, so fills the soul for Uranus. And then X Rearguard costs you count +1, put this unit, so draw a card. And if your Vanguard is an Astral Poet, you get an imaginary gift force and put that marker on your Vanguard Circle. So yeah, it's a count +1, in soul draw 1, refunds the cost, and you get an imaginary gift force for free. So 4 off obviously, and it fills the soul for the soul blast cost of your this grade 3, soul blast cost of your Uranus. It's free, so yeah, makes that consistent, and at the same time gain a imaginary gift force, so why the hell not? For triggers wise, you are able to run mix as usual. These decks, when I do deck recipes, is pretty much up to you in terms of triggers. 8 crits, 4 draws, 4 heals, most consistent. For some daredevils that I think you are on my channel or subscribe to my channel, you're running like 12 crit 4 heals or something, or 12 crit 4 draws, you don't run heals. But heals obviously is still there to save you, especially if you get rushed down or you're going second, it really hurts. And if you're breaking, heals do save your life. While for draw triggers, you still need to have that normal PGs in order to guard your opponent's high power attacks, especially if they're crit. Starter, there you can use whatever starter you want. I opt for the old starter because the new starter looks like shit. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be filming and posting more deck fights soon. Just got out of the clinic really sick for the past few days. I have a really bad stomach ache, stomach infection actually. So that's why I didn't really post much videos. So hopefully you'll get my stomach out of the way, and I'll be starting to post more videos really soon, probably on either Friday or Saturday. Yeah, but I'll post deck fights on this deck, Genesis, what's it called, Gear Chronicle, and obviously the new Angel Feather from V-EB13. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Hope you Dominers have a fine day. This is ShiHai, and I'm out. Peace.